How's everybody doing? So, get another news story going on. This again. Well, let's get into it. Met Police has so much further to go in tackling racism and misogyny. Why do they always tackle on misogyny onto it? It's sexism and misogyny, transphobia and misogyny, everything in misogyny, misogyny. You think misogyny is everywhere. They say it so goddamn much. Anyways, of course, it'd be a black person. Who else complains about racism? It's not like freaking most people are Asian, and you would think more Asian people would be complaining about racism. Nope. It's my people. The Met Police still have so much further to go in rooting out racism and misogyny in the force. The mother of two murdered sisters has said. God. I really don't care what she has to say, but that's terrible that that happened to her. I just wish I could just feel sorry for her and never have to hear her opinion. I know. You're like, oh my God, it's such a terrible thing. She deserved to say her. No, she doesn't. You know the worst type of people in the world? The people that feel like someone has done them wrong. Those are the worst type of people in the world. Because they can justify anything. They can justify screwing over anybody. They can justify hurting anybody, even if you're not the one who done them wrong. Huh? So I don't want to hear what she has to say. I do feel bad for her, but I wish she would shut the hell up. Mina Smallman said a lack of acceptance and transparency persist in the Met, and that instances of both good and bad policing should be highlighted more often. Why? Why? There are other things to report on. How much attention span do you think people have? You just adding more shit? Small men. And here's another thing. This is another reason why you shouldn't listen to these people, because that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Because policing is reactionary, which means crime has to happen first. So how are you going to save your daughters if people pay more attention to the police? Smallman's daughters, Nicole Smallman and Biba Henry. What just happened? Two different baby daddies were stabbed? Are you, who would have? That's got to be an insane person. A gun, you can say it was an accident, but while out celebrating a birthday in a park in Wembley, northwest London. Oh yeah, they do have a lot of stabbings going on in good old England there. You people need to get some guns like Americans. Former Constable Denise Jaffer and Jamie Lewis were jailed for 2 years and 9 months each in December. Why the constable going to jail? For sharing photographs of the women's bodies on WhatsApp before the force was placed in special measures last June. Wait, what? Why are they doing this? Were they trying to get awareness on it or something to make sure people send in tips or maybe try to prevent crimes like this? I don't understand. This is getting very convoluted. Her comments came ahead of the launch of the Alliance for Police Accountability, APA, We already have an APA. On Wednesday, at which she is due to speak, the Alliance will see Black community organizations and esteemed individuals from across the UK working collaboratively to fight racism, misogynistic, and homophobic policing. What does that have to do with random people stabbing up little girls? Let's focus on criminals. Let's focus on criminals because we're going to need police, right? Breaking down the police is not going to stop the criminals. It's going to encourage the criminals because there's less police. Start with the criminals, and then you can deal with the police. Or you can deal with them both at the same time. But this isn't helping. None of this is helping. Terrible things happen to you. Terrible things happen to people that you know and you love. The solution isn't to find a target to blame. This is another reason why you shouldn't trust people when terrible things happen to them. The solution isn't to find a target to blame. All right? The solution is to try to move on with your life and let other people, people whose job it is and people who should be focused on those things, try to make a difference. All right? And you empower those people to make the differences that you want. Like your politicians, your representatives, whatever your local community leadership is, you do that. And then you move on with your life and you take care of the things in your life that you can so that you can live a better life and stop being a miserable piece of shit and putting that on other people. Just a thought. Huge disappointment. Asked whether any progress has been made under new Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley. Smallman told the PA news agency, there has been an increased seriousness over vetting, for example, and I know they are working towards a better system of care for victims of domestic abuse and rape. But there's still so much further to go. Every system is always trying to work towards a better system for everything. It means nothing, this word salad. You're just occupying people's attention span for a moment because this happened to you and it give you attention now, and you're the popular victim. They can trudge out there to speak into a microphone until everything else blows over, until the next goddamn parade rat they can throw out there to at a problem. This means nothing. Everything you just said means nothing. There's been an increase in serious vetting. There's always been an increase in vetting. Every time there's a scandal, they increase vetting. I know they're working towards a better system for care for, yeah, they're always doing that. Every police force, every goddamn emergency response, they're always working towards a better system. But they always stick with the system that works the best in the moment, the ones that they know work. If you change the system, then you have to change everybody in the system. You have to change how everything works, and it costs more money, and there's no guarantee that it's going to work the way you want it to, because it's all experiment. Smallman said it is a huge disappointment. You should be disappointed because what you're doing is not working and it's not helping anybody, and it's certainly not helping you. So you should be disappointed because you're wasting your time and everybody else's time. That Sir Mark refuses to accept that there is institutional racism in the force. What the fuck does that mean? He might as well say he accepts it because it has the same effect as if he doesn't accept it, because nothing changes. It means nothing. You're just saying words. Is institutional racism? What is he supposed to do? Go around firing everybody that has some goddamn whiteness in their skin? What does that mean? How about you accept your grief and move on with your life? How about you do that? The Chief Constables of Police Scotland and Avon and Somerset Police used the term to describe their forces in May and June, respectively. Okay. So some people accepted it. Does that make you happier? Did something change? Smallman added, I will keep on having conversations with him because it isn't about semantics, or you have nothing better to do. It's not about throwing your colleagues under the bus. It is exactly that. It's about acknowledging and understanding as a white person, of course, as a white person, why there's a lack of trust, and saying, I can now see it from your point of view. Don't you think it's a little bit racist to say that someone lacks empathy for other people, or they're racist simply because they're white? Don't you think that propagating that idea makes you a racist? Don't and even worse, a goddamn hypocrite? Do you not see how it's wrong for you to now put this burden on someone else and say that you're hateful because things aren't working out for me? You're hateful because we discovered that guy is hateful. And you look like him, and you guys look like you came from the same family tree because your skin is exactly the same, and I can't be bothered to try to tell the difference between a blonde-haired white dude and a goddamn dark-haired white dude. I don't give a shit. You're all white and racist. Don't you think something's wrong with that? She said greater transparency and a more open disciplinary procedure is needed within the Met and other police forces nationwide. However, she also stressed the importance of praising the work of officers when necessary to help rebuild confidence. Good. How long does this woman talk? Okay, that's the end of it. Thank God. Good police. When they don't do a good job, call it out. What do you think people already do? There's a reason why police and government agencies cover stuff up, because when they do something wrong, people call it out. Likewise, when they do a good job, call it out. The police will do that themselves because they need good publicity. God damn it. Publicity. There it is. Because we don't want the good police to feel demoralized. Aw, their feelings. They feel they carry the entire burden of these bad officers in the force. We need to squeeze them out and prop up the good ones. What about the white ones? Despite many issues still needing to be addressed, Smallman said ahead of APA launch that she believes something's going to change. You might as well sing a song, sweetheart, because you ain't doing shit. Serving and former officers and victims of police failures, as well as disability. Your daughters weren't victims of police failures. The goddamn photo situation where they shared that on WhatsApp, that was police failure. But those officers are victims of their own stupidity and ineptitude. As well as disability activists. They're just going to put everything in there. Human rights campaigners. Humans already have rights and are all due to speak at the event. She said, with organizations like this, we can call it out for you and we will challenge, but we do need the support of everyone. Oh, God. British. What is happening, you people? Hmm? What is happening? Have you run out of problems like America has? Oh, man. Anyways, until next time. Yeah.